Canyon City, Colorado, and it's getting to be pretty late in the afternoon. So I'm not going to take the time to set up the additional cameras here. So sorry, we'll just have the internal dash cam going. But we are getting ready to get up on the trail right now. As soon as we get through town. So we'll be there shortly. I think this is going to basically be a dirt road, if I'm being honest. I don't think it'll be too difficult. But we have to get up there and find a campsite before too long because it's going to get dark pretty quick. And it is still hot. So hot. It's 97 degrees here. That's gross. I'm not exactly sure where we're supposed to turn off. The roads are kind of weird here. I think I'm going to turn it up here. I think this is where we're supposed to go. There's this little like access road kind of thing here that you don't always have access to from the highway. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be on this yet. So I found this trail using the onX map, the onX off-road map. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully this works out. I'm using the onX, I guess what they call navigation on the CarPlay. I wouldn't really call it navigation because it just kind of puts a black line on the screen, like on the map. Tells you where you're supposed to go, but it doesn't doesn't give you like turn by turn instructions. It just kind of lays the line on the map. So hopefully we don't get too lost here. So what's cool about the onX navigation is that it will build your route using off-road trails. So you just kind of pick a point, you pick 2 points on a map, and it real quickly builds you a route to get to where you want to go. Uh, Pretty cool. This is the first time I think I've ever used that function. The last time I drove a trail in this area that started out this way, where I had to go through town for a while, uh, it was pretty gnarly. At least the first couple miles of it were pretty gnarly. Then it turned into just a really beautiful long trail that went up over these giant rolling hills and went through cattle ranches, and it was just great. I found a nice little campsite at the kind of up on a ridge. It was great. So I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but even though we're on a paved road here, it's pretty steep. We're climbing up into the higher elevation real quick. Oh, this is cool. There's an old lumber mill over here. Looks like it's still in use. Looks like something from the 1800s. Yeah, I think this may even be paved the whole way. I hope not. Nothing against pavement, but it's just kind of boring, you know? So what's really cool about this live stream is I'm I'm doing this live stream using the Starlink Mini satellite internet, and it is completely powered by solar. So I've got the Mothi Off-Road SR240 solar rack on this thing, on this truck, and it is the sole source of power for my fridge and my Starlink right now. So a lot of guys like to, run their or charge their auxiliary batteries from their alternator. Well, mine's not even hooked up to the alternator. It's a completely separate 12-volt system. It is solely powered by the solar panels. While this road is paved and kind of boring itself, it's a really pretty drive. So I am not complaining. Every time I get every time I get to come back to the mountains, it makes me realize how much I've missed the mountains. Doesn't matter if I've been gone for a few hours or a whole year. It's the same every time. So I don't know what our elevation gain has been since we left Canyon City. Not that much, but we're already down to 91 degrees. So that drop, I don't remember what I said it was earlier, 97, 95, something like that. We dropped a significant amount in just a few miles that we've been driving on this road north up out of Canyon City. So there's a trail marked right here on the map. Yep, that's a trail. I thought maybe that was a mailbox. This Dinosaur Flats Trail. I think I want to check this out real quick. It's the Dinosaur Flats. It's four-wheel drive recommended. Cool. We can drive on it. Trying to see if they allow camping here. I didn't see any signs saying not to. If you guys hear a bunch of rattling and stuff, that's the junk in my passenger seat. That's not the truck rattling. Got keyboards and electronics and too much junk in the seat. This is a pretty view. Oh, my camera just decided to focus on the windshield rather than outside. Too much junk on the windshield. There we go. I used to live on a mountain road in Northern California. It was only slightly smoother than this. If you've never been to the Sierra Nevadas, I highly recommend going sometime. Spent 2 years living there, and I loved it. I wish I could go back right now. Uh-oh, we've got some traffic up here. Somebody in a Nissan Altima. Oh, Maxima. My bad. So when I lived in that neighborhood in California, it was a mountain neighborhood, so everyone had multiple acres of land. So to call it a neighborhood is a bit of a misnomer. But anyway, the roads were pretty steep there, so everyone just assumed that whoever was coming up the hill, or I'm sorry, down the hill, always had the right of way. But I'm curious to know what you guys think because there seems to be a bit of an argument as to who has the right of way in the overlanding world. Is it the uphill person or the downhill person who's got the right of way? Actually, I take that back. It was the uphill person who had the right of way back there. So whenever we were leaving the house, if we saw somebody coming up the road, we had to throw it in the ditch and get out of their way. I think that's generally what people think, is that the uphill person's got the right of way. Seems to make the most sense because you have to get that. It's hard to get going again once you lose your momentum. I guess there's a shooting range around here somewhere. I saw a sign that said target shooting or something like that earlier. Haven't seen such a shooting range though. All right, I think I'm gonna head back to the main road. Oh, here's the shooting range. I think I'm gonna turn around and go back where I came from. I do not want to camp around people who are shooting guns. Nothing against guns. I just don't want to be around a lot of them whenever I don't know the people shooting them. I always tend to want to go way too fast on these roads because, man, they're just so much smoother whenever you go fast. But steering and stopping are not the easiest thing in the world when you're going fast on this stuff, especially downhill. Something just started banging on the roof. Probably my shovel, which we're about to the end of it here. I'm gonna hop out and see what's going on up there. All right, let's check this out. See what's going on. Okay, not a big deal here. Just a cable that I'm not using anymore. I just haven't had time to take down yet. Okay, that should fix it. All right, here we go. Let's go find us a campsite. I'd like to see if I can figure out what the elevation is. I know the Gaia GPS map will tell you your elevation. I don't know why Onyx doesn't. 5,950. So we went up a little bit. I'm not sure where Canyon City is, elevation wise. If you're just joining us, this is the Monty Off-Road YouTube channel. Monty Off-Road designs products to help you stay out longer. Product we're using and kind of post-testing again, because we always like to put our products to the test, is the SR240. Right now, this live stream is brought to you or powered by the SR240 completely. We have 120 watts of solar right now as we're driving, powering the Starlink satellite. Whenever we get parts, we can deploy the secondary panel to double that to 240 watts of rated solar power. Get them now on mothyoffroad.com. Yeah, I don't know if Onyx had this as a trail or a road, but it certainly seems to be nothing more than a road. There's another trail coming up here on the left in a little while that I'd like to go check out. There's a blue loop and a green out and back on here. You know, the blue trails are supposed to be a little bit more difficult. I would like to check this out, see what it's like. I don't want to get too crazy yet because I don't have rock sliders on my truck, and get yourself a lot of damage without rock sliders. I've heard it said that that should be the very first thing that you ever modify about a vehicle that you're about to take off-road, adding rock sliders. I tend to agree with that. So here is trailhead. No target view. Yay. So there's a Sand Gulch campground straight ahead. But I want to get up into some higher elevation. No camping next half mile. Okay, so that means we can camp after the half mile. Cool. This is BLM land, I believe. So camping should be available. And at some point, I'm probably going to have to get out and air down. But for now, this is dirt and gravel, so we're good. Trail is open. Cool beans. Let's hope this one doesn't get too gnarly. Yeah, I think I'm going to pull over right here and air down. This is getting a little bit rough. All right, so I will be back. goodness, the dust. Whew. Okay, so I'm back. For those who don't know what that doohickey was that I had there, it's like a 4-tire inflation system. So you hook all four of the, you put it on all four of your valve stems, and it has kind of like a central manifold, and it lets you inflate or deflate your tires all four together at the same time. So number one, it's really fast to deflate. But number two, they're all the same pressure. There's just one central pressure gauge on it, which is apparently about 4 or 5 pounds off, because it said I was at 20 pounds, or yeah, 20 pounds, and my TPMS sensors are saying 23 and 24 pounds. So it may or may not be right. I'm going to go with may not be. I spent all that time deflating, only to come over here to a hard packed dirt road. Great. Hopefully that was not a waste of time. Dispersed camping allowed beyond this point. And we already have campers right here in front of us. Can you imagine dragging an RV on this? That is bonkers. No thank you, sir. I think that person may live here. Gosh, I've got to do something about my brakes. They are not sounding good. It was so dusty back there when I got out to air down the tires, and I inhaled so much of that dust in my nose that it just I feel like I've got a constant sneeze that just can't come out. So I think I just missed my turn. I was too worried about sneezing. Oh, that's a pretty shot right there with the sun coming through those clouds. Oh, that's cool. All right. Words of Mario, here we go. Maybe. Woo! Man, I really wish I had the trail cam underneath the truck right now. Oh, shoot. The windshield wipers fought against me there. I couldn't see that tree that was sticking out right in the trail and ran right into that branch. Oh, crap, it's kind of skinny right here. That's okay. This, I think, would be a good campsite, except I don't know if you can see it or not because of my dirty windshield and the camera being all out of focus, but there's cactus everywhere out here. There you go. Got a big wide open flat area over here to the left. Oh, really both sides of the trail now. But they're just covered in cactus. That's not fun. It looks like we're already coming up on about a quarter of the way through this. What's this called? Sand Gulch to the Banks loop. But we got a bunch of switchbacks coming up here around this big. We'll have a U-turn to the right here in a minute. Then that's going to be followed up with a bunch of switchbacks. So I have a feeling it'll get a little bit tricky over there. So if you're new to off-roading, you're new to the overlanding scene, this type of stuff that I'm driving on right now, you know, you can do this in any kind of a four-wheel drive vehicle, maybe even like a, you know, like an all-wheel drive car, like a Subaru or something like that. This isn't much of anything. I'm in four-wheel drive right now, but I don't really need to be. Um, whenever we dropped into the trail back there, that needed some pretty high clearance. I would not do that part in the Subaru. But this part is peanuts for now. I think that's about to change. And I'm really hoping we can find a campsite here near the top of the mountain, because it will get dark real soon. It's only 6:30, but it'll get dark pretty quick. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it in 4 low here. I'm gonna go to 4 low just to minimize the struggles, keep the engine speed down, keep the strain on the transmission at a minimum. Not locked or anything yet. I'm just crawling up a relatively steep grade. So because this is the Tremor edition of the Ranger, and maybe the FX4s have this too, I'm not really sure. There's an off-road page thing on the dashboard. It tells me, or it's got clinometers for. That's kind of fun. These are pretty tight switchbacks. Luckily, they're not too terribly rough. Nothing real difficult. I may have to lock on this one, just because there's a big bump. You guys probably can't see it on the camera. Right there. And I've got another one just right around the corner. I may need a locker for. And if I sound like I'm grunting, oh, I didn't need the locker on it. If I sound like I'm grunting, that's because I am, because I'm trying to lean forward in my seat, and with all the bouncing around, it's kind of hard to do that. This is not the time of day to be headed west on switchbacks. All in all, I'd say this trail is not too bad. Just a little slow going, that's all. Not terribly difficult. Would not do it in an all-wheel drive car by any stretch. But so far, open differentials and 4-wheel drive. I'm in 4 low, probably don't necessarily need to be, but that's okay. You could do it in 4 high if you needed. Probably losing focus on the camera again there. I can't watch the camera. Can't watch the camera right now, and I'm too busy bouncing all over the place. This is just like, I don't think you can see it on the camera, but this section right here is just like little bitty stairs. Going up little bitty stairs. Now, there's a section right up here. This may be a little difficult. I get that. I don't think I can zoom in on this camera. No, oh, that's the gimbal. Yeah, so up there on the right, you can see kind of a big rock. That one's got me a little concerned. I think I'm just gonna, I think I'll just go straight up it with my right tires. And preemptively lock because, go ahead and lock my rear diff. There's the rock. There's my axle not locked. There we go. So we got one wheel way up in the air right now, I think. I'm gonna go take a picture of that. BRB. So I've got the microphone on me, so you'll hear all the grunting and noise making. Oh, that's not up in the air at all. Still kind of a cool picture. All right. Oh, hi guys. Yeah. Looks even easier from this angle. Somebody lost to something. I don't know what this is. Sorry, one more, then we'll get back on the road. There we go. All right. Now let's see if I can get back in. My phone situated first, because this is going to be a trick. There's a, yeah, the truck's about 1.5 feet higher than normal right now because of how the ground is shaped. Oh, I should have turned the camera around so you could see that struggle. That was hilarious. Okay. Put this guy in first gear and hope that I know where I'm going. I cannot see a darn thing. That was a 12-degree incline, by the way. Yeah, I think this will be a good campsite, or a good spot to camp up here. Shouldn't have too much traffic. Yeah, this isn't bad at all. Just keep it in first gear and 4 low and take it slow. It's a little bit bouncy, but not too terribly difficult. Nothing real scary. I think I saw 8 degrees to the side earlier. Trying to figure out what's going on here. I can barely see because of the sun. I think I'll just go straight up right here. I figured out a long time ago you can drive on really rough terrain the right way and avoid breaking things. And you can drive on moderate terrain the wrong way and break things. And I don't like breaking things anymore, especially not in places like this. So I try to do my best to always drive the right way and avoid breaking stuff. Gosh, I just can barely see where I'm going. It's still pretty hot here though. It's 89 degrees right now, and we're probably almost, I bet you we're halfway through this loop, about a third of the way through this loop. So I have a feeling we're not going to gain much more elevation. Not a, not a real significant amount anyway. So the transmissions in these Rangers is kind of tricky. You've got to drive in a sport mode. And whenever you're in 4 low, drive will default to second gear. So it doesn't ever drop into first gear. You can manually do it, but it doesn't do it by itself. But if you put it in sport mode, it will default to first gear, which is kind of too low for most things. So you find yourself climbing a hill in second gear, or going on a flat in second gear. You got to climb a hill, it'll drop down to first, and then when you get to the top, you don't realize that you're in first gear again. So you spin the engine up, have to manually shift again. And I don't have the paddle shifters on the steering wheel, so it's a pain to use that little lever on the gear shift. Oh no, what is this? Oh, please close gate. Cool. That gate has seen some far better days. All right. Well, that was fun. Those blind drop-offs could be scary. I could not see where I was going there. I probably should have jumped out and looked first. That's a cool little campsite. Check this out. It's like there's a fence right there, so I'm not gonna go in. It's like a little nook right there. Camp out. Nice and out of the wind, I bet. Oh, that's like a canyon that goes back over here. I wonder how far that goes. Oh, I don't think you guys can tell, but that's a 9-degree off camber tilt there to the right. Quite a bit. Feels, feels a little funny, a little unnerving. Tell you what, that winch on the front of my truck doesn't really give me that much of a good feeling out here because there's not a lot to easily strap a winch to or anchor a winch to. I guess these trees would probably work. It'd just be hard to get to the trunks of. I've had that winch now for 2 years and I've never had to use it. That means I'm either doing something wrong or doing something right. There's a good campsite over here to the left. I think I may want to stay here. I'm going to keep going just a little bit. I'm going to come back to it. I have a feeling. Oh, no, that was not the peak. I can see. Oh, man. Check this out. Over here to our left, you can see the trail going up the mountain over there. That's looking pretty steep. Oh. All right here in front of us, this looks like a big drop off on the left. So I'm going to hop out and take a look at this before I try to drive it. Ah. Oh. No problem. That's going to be easy. This isn't nearly as scary as it looked. It's actually just a nice smooth slope. There's that big rock right there on the right down the trail touch that we need to pay attention to. But even that, I think, is really not a big deal. We'll just straddle it. But we'll go real slow doing it just in case. I think we just went over it. I believe we are good. Not a scratch. As much as people like to talk about getting pinstripes on their vehicles, I would rather not have any damage whatsoever, especially underneath. And for some reason, we're backing too high. How did that happen? these electronic transfer cases, I swear they haven't minded around. I'm going to drop this down into first gear so we can basically idle up this hill here because it's pretty steep. Rear end's not locked or anything yet. So it's really just kind of steep and bumpy, nothing major. Nothing to worry about. Just point and go slow. That's all you got to do here. It'll take a second to do something real quick. Okay. That may be a chicken out there to the left, or bale out to the left. I'm not really sure. They both look about the same difficulty-wise from here. But I can't really see where I'm going. gosh, this is... So the camera automatically sits level because it's a gimbal. Oh, great, now it's deciding to zoom. How do they... Yeah, I don't know. I can't go up and down with this gimbal now. But there's a big drop off to our right. I can't tell if I'm going in or not. Just take it slow. I don't even know where to go from here. I think I go to the left. Oh my gosh, this is scary. 13 degrees to the right here. That feels like I'm laying on the side. Oh, there we go. Leveled back out. Okay. Did you aim back forward? How did I... Oh, nope, not that button. Yeah, that was me. Hey guys. Yeah, somehow I switched to go from uh, panning up and down. Okay, there I can pan. I don't know. So there's a joystick on this camera, and up and down used to make the gimbal go up and down. Now the joystick makes the camera zoom in and out. Come on, shift, man. I am going to take a break for just a second here. No, nobody's watching, but somebody may be watching the recording or something. I'm going to share this on the Facebook. Okay. Okay, so that's where that other trail came out, a little bailout trail I saw. I don't know which one's actually the bailout. About the same. Something this truck has that I really like to use in situations like this one where I don't really want to go fast, it's not real technical, is this, I don't know what they call it, trail control. It's like off-road cruise control that you can use in low range. So I just have it set to 3.5 miles an hour, and it's supposed to maintain that regardless of the terrain. Doesn't always work real well, especially whenever the trail gets real bumpy and technical. But when it's nice and easy like this, it's a nice way to just steer and forget about the pedals. Enjoy the scenery. Although this isn't real pretty scenery. And this is where you don't want that cruise control. There's a big drop here on the left. How big is that drop? Oh, there it is. Okay, not a big drop. Moderate drop. This section was just steep enough to not be able to see what was going on. But I could tell there were some rocks on it that I wanted to go slow over. Trail control, that's what this is called. The off-road cruise control that Ford has is the trail control. Yeah. Trail control is not real good at negotiating drop-offs because it will just make you fly right off of them. And 1.5 miles an hour doesn't seem like that fast, but whenever you're dropping off of a 2 foot sheer drop, that's way too fast. This has not been a bad little trail. Kind of fun, kind of tricky in spots, kind of scary in one spot. No, I haven't seen any trash out here, so that's good. Seen a couple of spots where people have built campfires with rocks. And it hasn't been terribly rough where it just beats the crap out of you. There's another spot where I like to go camping down in the Spanish Peaks area, and you either got to go way too fast up that road, or you got to go really, really slow, because it will just beat the ever living crap out of you. It's just a bunch of big baby heads. It is rough, but you also won't have neighbors because of that. Not real sure how to navigate this one. I think I'm just going to go straight and slow here. I'm a little bit worried about dragging my rear diff on this. Nope. Nope, I made it. All right, got into some loose stuff there, so I'm going to lock up my rear end so I don't just throw rocks and dig holes. There we go. You know, it would almost make sense that rather than having a button that you have to press and hold to lock and unlock the rear diff, it almost makes sense to have a momentary latch in there. Not a momentary latch, a momentary button. So you just press it long enough to lock the rear end, and then you let go of it, and it unlocks. That way, you're not having to fart around with pressing the button twice. I guess it also comes down to the philosophy of when do you unlock your rear end? Do you only lock it for the moment that you need it, or do you leave it locked unless you're turning sharp? That's a good question. This is a little unnerving. It's a pretty steep tilt to the right. Hard to see it on camera there, but it's steep. 13 degrees to the right. It was. Climbing up at a 10-degree angle here. We are well past the halfway point on this loop. I have got to find a campsite soon. That sun is behind the clouds, and the clouds are just above the mountain ridge here. So temperatures are going to start dropping precipitously, and it's going to get dark precipitously. I don't know if you can get dark precipitously, but you can get dark fast. That's about to happen. I gotta get camp set up. Oh, actually, I thought it had a spot right there. May come back to that. Just gonna peek around the corner here a little bit. Go just a little bit farther. I just don't want to get myself stuck in a situation where I can't back up, can't get turned around. I have to just finish the trail, because then I'll be out of campsites. Whoa, whoa. Got a big rock off to the left, but I think it's small enough to straddle. Yeah, this isn't so bad right here. Is anybody watching on the live view? Or on the live view? On the live stream? Sorry, I'm concentrating too much on driving. Anybody watching on live stream? Anybody commenting? I'm trying to watch the chat, but it's pretty hard to do right now. Oh, we got some mud. We're going mudding, fellas. Woo! Yeah, here we go, mudding. Woo! Whoa. Oh, that's a steep fella right there. I'm not even going to try this without my rear end locked. Okay. Where's my line here? I think I'm just going to hug the right. Yeah, I'm just going to hug it right. This should be fine. It's just kind of loose. Got the rear end locked though. Oh, actually, I'm going to come around the corner. I think I want to hug the, yeah, I want to hug the right. That first gear, come on now. There we go. No problem. Don't even worry about it. Okay, so now, oh crap. Let's see if I can negotiate the switchback. Gonna make a 3-point turn here. Oh, oh crap. I don't know if you guys could tell what just happened there, but I got pointed up that hill and threw it in neutral. I went backwards way faster than I expected to. If there's nothing at the top of this little run right here, I'm going to try to get it turned around. Go back to that other site that I just saw, that little bitty campsite. Probably call it a night. Big bump there. This thing likes to go into second gear when it should be in first gear. Oh, oh. All right, I think I just found my campsite for the night. I'm gonna back into it actually. I just went right past it and kind of looked back up into the trees. Ooh, 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 ooh. Reverse in low range is quite aggressive in the Ranger. It means business. All right, guys, I think that I'm probably in a good spot right here. It's pretty level. So I am going to call it for the live stream tonight, unless I take a look around here and realize this is a crap campsite. But it looks okay for now. There's even some firewood back here if I want to build a fire, which I don't know that I'll do. But anyway, all right, guys. Thanks for joining, everybody. Appreciate all your support. Mothy Off-Road. This live stream has been powered by the SR240. Get yours today, mothyoffroad.com.